Number 4. A nice lack of problems caused by avoidance, especially avoidance in asking for help. The most recent example of this is going to the dentist. Basically, I hadn't seen a dentist for 5 years because I was too afraid to basically ring up the phone and make an appointment. One of my biggest anxieties is actually asking for help, combined with talking on the phone. My tooth pain actually got so severe that I couldn't sleep at night because of it. But I'd rather tolerate that pain than I could actually ring the emergency department of the dental hospital, which is practically free emergency dental care, only $20 a session. I couldn't do it until this year. I finally rang them up and said, you know, I've got my tooth fucking hurts and I got a starting of a root canal, and I got onto the waiting list, and I'll get some proper dental care soon. But there was a lot of problems with my supervisor actually at uni because I didn't want to tell her things, communicate with her, ask for help. And of course, by the time it caused a problem, and then she'd see the problem and be like, Chris, why the hell did you do this stupid thing? Why didn't you tell me? Why not? Blah blah blah. And if I didn't know something, I wouldn't admit it, and then I'd stuff it up, and of course everyone saw that I stuffed it up. But all I could have done to fix it is to go, hey, I don't actually know how to do this, I've got a couple of questions, can you help me with this, blah blah blah. No worries. Number 3, I can experience genuine connections with people. It's very hard to make good friends when you have social anxiety. My case wasn't so bad, mild to moderate, I'd say. I still had some good friends. It actually kind of relates to point number 9. I can focus more on them and less on myself. So I can go over there and have a really good conversation. It's unfiltered. I say whatever I want, they say whatever I want, and there's no judgments or anything like that. We can open up ourselves, be vulnerable, whatever, and it doesn't matter, and we end up having a good time. I mean, part of the problem, especially with making friends, is that in the social anxiety mindset is other people cause anxiety, other people make you feel bad, people equals bad. Normally, we're a social species. Socializing should be rewarding. So other people should make you feel good, not bad. So, obviously, you can see where that goes. We're getting down there. Number 2 is free minds. Your mind is not invaded by the anxiety crap. Alright, so you're in a social situation and you know they're not your best friend. So you constantly worry about, will I say something stupid? You inhibit yourself, take less risks, don't open yourself up to that person, and you're not having a good time because you're constantly worrying, you're constantly anxious. It's always on your mind, what am I doing wrong? That's the situation after it. Now, of course, humans are not perfect. We embarrass ourselves, we say stupid things to other people. Other people don't like us. You say something stupid, they'll laugh at you, ridicule you, etc. So, I say something stupid and embarrassing in front of somebody. I go home and I'm home alone doing my stuff. Intrusive thought. It replays like a video. That retarded thing I said, it replays it, and you zoom in that feeling of embarrassment. And you think, how could I be such a fucking retard? Why did I say that? And you know, you're helpless because you can't take it back. You said it. Replays again. You zoom in, slow down on that retarded thing you said. Chris, why did you say that? Fuck. How could you be so fucking stupid? And the anger at yourself builds up. Then I get this really shit feeling. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's like anger, anxiety, and embarrassment and guilt. All of it just crunched into one. It just overcomes you. And there is a way to get rid of it, and that's basically self-harm. Like, I'll describe it as this like anger at yourself, and you just sit there and be angry at myself. How could I be so stupid? How could I do that? There's an urge to just hurt myself, some kind of sharp pain, cut myself, bang myself on the head, just like an idiot. Like you're angry at someone, but it's at yourself. Yeah, it sucks. Not having that means my mind is free to think about other stuff. For example, looking forward to seeing somebody, for example. And I think, man, why can't you have some pleasant, intrusive thoughts? Like, damn, I said that was so awesome. Damn, I'm good. That doesn't happen. No, it has to be like, damn, you idiot. But yeah, now I'm thinking about plenty of other things that aren't to do with anxiety. For example, oh, I can't wait to do this, I can't wait to do that, or oh, I got this idea, or just random crap, whatever. Now, the number one reason how lack of social anxiety has improved my life. Some motherfucking tranquility in this bitch. Now the thing with the DSM, the diagnostic manual that psychiatrists use, it's about objectively how has this disorder interfered with your life. Now what's difficult to measure is simple quality of life, and this is what people need to understand. Sometimes depression and anxiety don't actually affect people's productivity because they're able to compensate somehow. Could be this genius with depression, so normally that'd be a genius, and the depression just brings them down to normal levels. I've seen that so many times. But it feels like crap. I don't have to talk about the objective results of less anxiety, such as what being able to ask for help, being able to make appointments, what accepting criticism can do for you, what making better connections with people can do for you. In the scheme of things, those things don't really matter as much as the subjective quality of life. I'll give you an example. When I woke up to come here, all there would be is the dread, the fear and the doubt. Considering I love neuroscience so much, that's all I wanted to do, is to be a neuroscientist. And I'd wake up and I'd worry about coming in here because I felt so out of place, like an alien, like nobody liked me, like I just don't belong here. Felt crap. Now I can walk into these doors and be like, yep, no worries, I can get some damn tranquility in here. I mean, it's a bit of a compound because I was also having a depressive episode. And I'd avoid coming in. I mean, back in the day, I'd be like, oh my god, like the largest neuroscience facility in Australia. Like, how could I not want to come to that? But no, I was just like, I'm such a bad person, I'm crap, I'm incompetent, I won't come in. And of course, because I would avoid it, I'd avoid supervisor meetings, I'd avoid communicating with her here. I felt so out of place. That actually did cause me to become incompetent. Now, for once in my life, I feel welcome to be here. I feel like I have a right just like everybody else, to walk into this building. It's awesome. I guess one of the worst things about anxiety is feeling anxious. So freedom from that is awesome. Room change. There you go, YouTubers. That's 10 ways a decrease in social anxiety has improved my life. Of course, I'm not completely free from social anxiety. No one is. It's normal to worry about what other people think, as I said again. But it's not normal for the anxiety to be literally always on your mind, for it to take your mind over. Now, I can't tell you how to think to make it all better. I can't tell you that don't worry what other people think of you. It doesn't matter. Just relax. It won't work if you have social anxiety disorder. I know. I was 18 years old when I was diagnosed with depression. I don't know how old I was with social anxiety. I had those problems, but that was under the umbrella of depression. I'm now 27 years old. First, I saw a GP. Then I saw a psychiatrist. I saw counsellors. I had psychiatric help. I took medication. I did counselling. I did cognitive behavioural therapy. None of those things itself really helped. I couldn't say, oh, the meds made me feel better, or I did the cognitive behavioural therapy. I saw the error of my thoughts and I was like, man, that's stupid thinking. I won't think that way. This is the right way of thinking. I feel better. That didn't happen. But I can tell you one thing. Back then, I absolutely hated myself. I thought I was going to be like that forever. Like, that's the way I am. It's like, even though I knew some of these thoughts were irrational, I actually thought I'm anxious, socially anxious and depressed because I'm genuinely a bad, socially inept person, and this is the consequence of being such a bad person. Now the thing is, it's true that I'm an eccentric person, I'm possibly socially inept and weird, but whatever. Back then, I was convinced that I would never, ever, ever be better. So this is a message to you if you're relatively young, 18, 19, 20, you've just been diagnosed or whatever. It is possible to get better. But I can't guarantee it, because I do know people with social anxiety disorder. I know of them, I don't know them personally, that haven't got better. Still 40 years old and still riddled with anxiety. There are people such as myself who have got some measurable improvement, and even more importantly, qualitative improvement that can't be measured. You know, you just feel better. You're not anxious all the time. So that's it. Of course I'm still anxious. For example, I think, what about if I'm just having a manic episode now, and then next year I'm going to be depressed as fuck, and then I'll have to bite my words. But whatever, then so be it. That's what happens. Then I'll get help for that. Alright, so that's it. Nervous Neuron over and out. Thanks for watching.